This is the CryoBoost by ESR, and it might be the best 3-in-1 charging station you can buy for the new iPhone 17 series. Hey everyone, it's Andrew and welcome back to the channel. I've used a ton of different chargers over the years, and none have quite hit the mark of perfection for me, but this charger comes very, very close. Now, ESR is sponsoring today's video, but I've been using ESR products for a while now, and if you've been a part of the channel, you know how much I love ESR. They make great cases for both iPhone and AirPods, and now I've been using this 3-in-1 charger. And I'm huge into the Apple ecosystem, so making sure that I have a good 3-in-1 charger is essential for me, not only just because I have Apple products, but as a creator as well. Since the iPhone 17 series came out, I've been using the iPhone 17 Pro Max, the AirPods Pro 3, and the Apple Watch Ultra 3. And for all my charging needs, this is the charger that I've been using. Let's start with design and skipping the unboxing experience. It comes with the charger, a power adapter that is 50 watts, and a USB-C cable. The design is very slim and compact, using plastic both at the bottom and the top, and in the middle, it's an aluminum stand that's holding everything together. The Apple Watch port pops off and connects via USB-C. There's a dedicated spot for the AirPods, and whether the AirPods that you have are MagSafe or not, it charges pretty much every time. So testing it with the AirPods Pro 3, it charges, and with the AirPods 4, it charges. And if you don't know, the AirPods 4 charger doesn't have MagSafe. It's great for aligning, and some other chargers, the AirPods I've noticed sometimes don't align, so you don't actually really charge them. And then the main part for charging, there's the MagSafe ring, and my iPhone connects to that for charging my iPhone. The MagSafe is super strong, so there's no issues with connecting and aligning, and really regardless of if it's the iPhone 17 Pro Max or the iPhone Air, or even an older model like the iPhone 15 Pro Max, you shouldn't have an issue with charging. It's also very sturdy, so there's never been a time where I'm worried about knocking it over and my phone falling off or anything like that. Right now, it only comes in black, but I'm hoping ESR comes out with a white color. Although the black looks great with my setup, I think white would look even cleaner. It's really light, but not necessarily light enough for travel, so think of this as more for a desk setup at home or work, or just putting it by a nightstand or somewhere in the kitchen or something like that. It's good for all of those kinds of areas. One thing I really like about the design is it kind of does match the Apple aesthetic. So on my desk, you can see it's pretty clean. I have the studio display with the Mac Mini. I have the Apple keyboard and trackpad and some really nice accessories from GroveMade. And this fits really well with my desk setup. And it doesn't really scream attention. It's kind of just compact and doesn't take up a lot of room, but it looks high-end and a very clean setup. I'll get more into it, but the LED light that shows when you're charging looks awesome as well. So it's just overall a really cool looking charger. Now, what makes this really unique and different from other chargers is the CryoBoost technology. So if you look here on the back or just kind of flip it over, there's a fan where the charger is. And ESR calls this CryoBoost. When you place your phone on the charger, it starts to actively cool your phone to avoid overheating, and it can cut heat by 6.5 degrees Fahrenheit. Long term, this is really good for battery health, because a lot of the issue with your battery health dying every year is most likely due to overheating. And I know with the 16 Pro Max, there was issues with overheating. The titanium wouldn't dissipate heat very well, but I actually used this charger quite a bit last year with my 16 Pro Max. And after a year, I had 100% battery health with my 16 Pro Max. And I do think that charger had a lot to do with it. Now this one is a little bit different from last year's, and I'll get into charging speeds and stuff like that. The cooling part is the same, and it's really effective. When active, the fan lights up with a blue LED light. If you put your hand on the back, you can feel the cold air blowing through, which is really cool. No pun intended. And honestly, the fans are really quiet like my Mac Mini. So when using the charger, I don't notice the fan's noise at all. Now, when it comes to charging speed, it's actually pretty impressive. It's Qi2.2 certified, and this is a new standard for Qi charging. Like I said, MagSafe is strong and the alignment is really easy, so there's no issues that I've experienced with randomly not charging. The brick is 50 watts and charges at 25 watt fast charging while connected via MagSafe, which I think is pretty impressive. Because of the fan, there's minimal heat on my 17 Pro Max, which is made of aluminum already, so So heat dissipation with the active cooling chamber should already be great with the 17 Pro Max and 17 Pro. So I don't imagine any overheating at all. Now I'll do my own testing of time, but ESR says it can charge from 0 to 60% in just 30 minutes, which is insane MagSafe speed. So I have my phone to a pretty low percentage. So here's real world test over 30 minutes or so of real world charging. Now with the 17 Pro, the battery's been really good, so my charging habits have been pretty normal. I leave the house at 100% battery percentage, and when I get home, it's been lasting me pretty long throughout the day, but I still need to charge it overnight. So I'll put it on the charger at night, and in the morning when I wake up, it's at 100%. I don't play around too much with the battery settings. I just charge it all the way up to 100%. Now, if you're gonna be using this at night, the LED light can be a little bit distracting. So if you want to have your room completely dark, there is a little button where you can click, and this will actually turn off the fan and the LED light. It kind of defeats the purpose of cooling down your phone, but you can turn it off. And it does have use cases during the day. So if I want to just watch content, put on a show in the background, or play a podcast, it's great as a stand just for the iPhone. It's also nice to just have it in standby mode. It's really great for that as well. The only thing I wish is that it had more viewing angles. The MagSafe part can't be adjusted, and so you really only have landscape and portrait, whereas some other brands have a little bit more adjustability. Also, I recommend while you're using it during the day, take out the USB-C cables. That way you're not constantly charging your battery in the background, even if your phone is at 100%. You don't need to charge it. So it just acts as a stand, which is pretty cool. And another use case is the 50-watt power adapter and charging cable. You can take that on a trip, charge your MacBook Air or something like that. I know that I'll be using this while I travel. I probably won't bring the charging stand to travel, but I will be using that 50-watt adapter. Now, when it comes to charging the AirPods and Apple Watch, because remember, this is a 3-in-1 charger. For the Apple Watch, it's MFW certified. The only downside is it only charges your Apple Watch at 5 watts. So it's gonna slow charge your Apple Watch, but for me with the Apple Watch Ultra 3, I'm only charging it every other day anyways, and it's still pretty quick. And for the AirPods, I actually don't charge my AirPods every day. The charger seems to last pretty long. And for AirPods, it charges at 5 watts. What's great about this charger also is it's compatible with the iPhone 12 series or later. So think of every single iPhone that has MagSafe, it's compatible with this. Charging speeds will differ. I know that the iPhone 17 series has the fastest charging speeds. Nonetheless, it's a good charger even for your older iPhone. It looks like you can charge any Apple Watch and any AirPods, which is great. And if you have a good MagSafe case, a phone like the iPhone 16e can also charge on here, as well as the S25 Ultra. The only thing is, if you have something like the Pixel 10 Pro XL or the S25 Ultra, you wouldn't be able to charge other watches on here, but I think you would be able to charge other headphones. So I don't know if that would really fit into what you need. All right, so for the price, this is $99, and ESR is constantly having sales and discounts. I know that Black Friday is coming up in the US in a couple weeks, so you might even be able to get a better discount then. I looked on Apple's website and it's not available on Apple's website, but comparing it with some of the chargers that Apple has, I didn't see any ones that were comparable with like the fan, 25-watt charging, and I didn't see any that looked as good as this, if I'm being honest. Some of them look clean and minimal, but they topple over, or it only charges your Apple Watch and iPhone. You could throw your AirPods on the MagSafe part for the iPhone, but not every AirPods case is MagSafe compatible. And especially with it being Qi2.2 and having CryoBoost, I don't think there's any charger out there quite like this one. I would say if you're someone that's constantly at a desk and you need a good charging stand, this is a really good option for you, especially for someone like me that's constantly sitting at a desk, whether it is my part-time YouTube stuff or it is my actual 9 to 5. I just like to have my phone standing up like that. And I think this works really well with most desk setups. If you're heavy into the Apple ecosystem, this is a pretty perfect charger for you. If this is something you'd like to pick up, the link will be in the video's description and the pinned comment below. Again, thank you ESR for sponsoring today's video. As always, guys, thanks for watching. God bless, and I will see you on the next video.